Coming to you live from the Now Media Newsroom.
I'm Jim Czek. You're watching Now Media. With me on the line, Wayne Dirty P. We're going to call him P for this video. He's in Kyiv in the Ukraine there, and also Rachel Jameson is in the Czech Republic right now, but typically in Ukraine. And they're going to tell us what's going on in Kyiv. And Dennis Storchuk, who I usually do this show with on Ukraine, will be joining us shortly. He's just been delayed. I don't know who wants to start and tell us what's going on. And do you want to, Rachel? Do you want to give a start off and tell us what things are like in Ukraine right now in Kyiv?
Sure. So the war has really escalated in Kyiv recently. So around a year ago, it was quite rare that there were drone attacks here. There were drone attacks, but it wasn't every day. It was only a couple times a month, usually just a few drones at a time. It's really escalated now to where every week there are drone attacks. When they happen, it's usually hundreds of drones. And so air defense intercepts most of them. However, there's still some that do get through. There are hits. You can hear the air defense working all night long. A lot of people spend many nights in shelters, and it's quite intense and gotten quite scary. The other thing is that a lot of these hits have disrupted the energy sector. And so Kyiv right now is under rolling blackouts for pretty much the entire city. And so many people don't have power at all, or only have power for certain parts of the day. And the city is really running on generators.
Yeah, and then Wade, if you could tell us, you're Canadian, and sorry, P, we're going to call you. Why don't you tell us what you're doing there and why you decided to go there?
So for me, like I served 14 and a half years in the Canadian infantry. I served in Afghanistan, and when this war started off, I really like I've always been a soldier that had morals, right? Soldiers should only fight soldiers. And when the videos started coming out with the Bucha massacres, it was Russian soldiers like taking civilians en masse and just executing them, just complete acts of murder, and that really bothered me. I mean, that's a pretty simple statement, but it should bother damn near anybody. And for me, like I have a background in the military, and I was sitting at home doing a whole lot of nothing, so I started looking to like what I could do to help, and then I found out that you could actually come over here and volunteer. So that's what I ended up doing, and I came here early 2023, and I've been here since. I went home once for 3 months. I got ambushed and I couldn't use my right arm. I got hit with a grenade, and it gave me a nice hole in the side of my chest and everything. So I was pretty much useless. So I went home, recovered, came right back, and then I recently just went back home. I spent 2 weeks in Alberta. One of our fellow Canadians, a guy from my previous team, he got killed, and I brought his.
So we lost the link there. Maybe it'll jump back in there. Maybe while we're waiting to reestablish that connection.
Going over it.
Keep going. Yeah, we lost you there when you said you brought your friend's remains home, I think, and then you kind of froze up there.
Yeah, sorry. The power fluctuations here kind of ass, so my internet, it gets wonky.
Yeah, you said you brought your friend's remains home, and then since then you've gone back to Ukraine, I take it?
Yeah. So I spent 2 weeks in. He was from Edmonton, well, from St. Paul there, right next to Edmonton.
Okay.
And so I spent 2 weeks there, and then came back and been here. That was just about a week and a half ago, I think. I came back.
Is there a lot of Canadians there doing what you're doing, or?
I mean, I'm not going to say that there's a lot, but I've come across, like when I was in Chosen Company, we had probably 7 or 8, and I think out of like a lot of the foreigner units, that was probably the most densely populated Canadians that I've come across anyway. There's definitely a lot more Canadians that are kicking around. We're just dispersed amongst other units. So I'd say there's probably a good like 50, 60 of us that I could estimate just from guys I've heard about or I've come across.
So just to let everybody know, there's a fourth square there. I usually do this show with Dennis Storchuk, and we've had on this show many people from Ukraine, or that we had a young soldier on that did get injured, and he's here in Canada now. We had a young man that was heading back to Ukraine. We had a few young ladies. Well, it looks like Dennis is signing in right now. So no, Yulia? Do we know who Yulia is? Rachel? No idea. P? Any idea?
No clue.
No clue. And Rachel, we can't hear your mic. Is your mic off? We can't hear you, Rachel.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yep.
Okay.
Do you know who Yulia is at all? No?
I do not know who that is.
Well, we'll wait for Dennis then, because I'm not sure who that is either before we let somebody else in. Oh, Dennis is here, actually. Do you know who Yulia is? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you can let them in, I guess. Dennis is going to join me in here. There's Yulia. Hi, Yulia. Can you hear me?
Hello. Can you hear me well?
We can. And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Kyiv, Ukraine.
Okay, great. And can you spell your name for us so we can just put it on the screen for you?
Yeah, Y-O-L-E-E-A.
Y-O-L-E-A-A? Y-O-L-E-A-A?
Y-O-L-I-I-A.
Oh, okay. Y-O-L-I-I-A. Dennis will help out there too. Thank you for joining us. Can you just give us a little idea of what it's like for you in Kiev right now?
For me, it's actually hard because I'm a four-year law student in Ukraine, and also I'm starting my internship. So basically, sometimes it's hard because you have to wake up early in the morning and then go to school, to work and stuff. But you actually can have good sleep because sometimes we have really massive nights with bombing. So basically, it's really hard sometimes because even though we have to go through this, we're trying our best. And sometimes we just even have to do our stuff with homework at night while outside is like dangerous. So basically, but I really like here. I don't want to move anywhere from Ukraine because it's my motherland. But it's really hard. So yeah.
And then Rachel was telling us about the rolling blackouts or the instability in the power. Has that gotten worse right now?
Yeah, it's gotten worse, especially for Odessa region in Ukraine. So Russia just missile the energetic stations right now. So basically, we can't have the energy, lightning, and stuff. But I have right now because my parents just established the inverter and generator and solar panels, so we can have at least a little bit of light. But basically, yeah, there is a huge problem with this because as I know, people even can have the I'm sorry.
Okay.
I just missed the word in English. They can have light and can work. Some people actually work from home, so they have to have the light, but they can't because of the situation we are going through with our energy stations. So basically, yeah, it is a huge problem right now for Ukraine.
And
but we are going through this because
how are you guys staying connected to the world? Like, how are you getting internet right now? Is that through Starlink, or is that through like regular ISP, or how are you, Rachel and Yulia?
as I told, I have inverter and generator for maintain the power at my house. But even if I couldn't have this, I have my mobile service internet, so it's fine.
And then Rachel, how are you getting?
Same thing through generator and mobile service. Ukraine does have a pretty good mobile service network, so even when there's power outages, we're still able to stay connected for the most part.
Okay. And then Dennis just joined us here.
Yes.
Everybody knows,
Hello.
I think everybody must know him because he's the one that connected everybody together here. Rachel, you're in the Czech Republic right now?
Yes, yes.
And then
I'm
heading
just
back?
taking a break.
What's
Yes,
that?
I head back tomorrow for a very long journey into Ukraine.
And then how is it going back and forth? Like, how is it getting in and out of the country right now?
So there are trains and buses that run frequently. The main issue is time, that there's no flights that go into Ukraine. Ukraine's a large country, so it takes days, at least minimum 1 day to get out to a bordering country, and then the next journey on to wherever you're going. If you're coming from eastern Ukraine all the way over from Kharkiv or Dnipro or those areas, it really takes more like 2 days to get out.
Okay. Are you guys encouraged at all with what's going on with the peace talks right now with the European Union and the United States with President Zelensky?
No, because
Yeah.
You go ahead, Rachel. Rachel, go ahead first.
no, I don't think they're encouraging it all, because the thing is, it really doesn't matter what the US agrees to, or Ukraine agrees to, or the EU agrees to, because Russia is not going to follow anything that is agreed upon. They have a track record of not doing so. And I think what's clear now is Ukraine is willing to negotiate. Everybody is willing to come to the table, but Russia is not.
Julia?
Yeah, as for me, I absolutely agree with Rachel at this point because I can't see any point in peace agreement, because for Russia it's not the first time to actually break the international, to violate the international law, especially international treaties. So what would stop them from that in like 3 years or something? We all want peace in our country. I want to live my teenage life as I used to 4 years ago, but right now I just can't do this because of Russia's decisions. So basically, I hope that something will change for Ukraine with these agreements, but there is no confidence that Russia will follow the rules, the articles with this agreement because they violate international law like every day, as you can see.
And how are things like getting things? Is there shortages? Like, is access to food and all that stuff? Like, or is there high inflation? Or how is everything there? As for like you talked about your normal life prior to the war and what it's like right now.
Yeah, inflation is huge right now. Economy is really struggling. Like, what would you expect when you have war in your country? So basically, yeah, the prices for everything are getting higher and higher every time. But we don't have any other choice right now. This is what we have to follow because of the war.
And you're a student right now, so you're still attending university there. You're working on your law degree.
Yeah, I'm working on my bachelor right now degree. Then I go to master's, and right now I'm attending I applied for internship. So, yeah. Even though it's hard, but I really like it. And Ukrainians, it's really sad to say that, but Ukrainians are used to live like this right now. So we don't have other choices, as I said earlier.
And I imagine you have a lot of young friends your age that have gone to the front lines.
I have some friends, not friends, like colleagues, more, or my classmates from school that decided to go to frontline. But a lot, as well, I have a lot of friends that just had to flee empty-handed and abroad to the other country in Europe, for instance. So yeah, but we still get stay in contact with them, so it's fine. but like I have my best friends that I know for 18 years for right now, and she lives in Poland for 4 years right now. So like I just saw her once in Ukraine because of her situation, really bad situation. And I used to just see her in Poland because it's really scary here. Yeah, it's dangerous.
So Rachel, I think she dropped out there somewhere. I mean, the connection's probably not that great, but she was saying that the attacks in Kiev have ramped up in the last little while, that there seems to be a lot more attacks, drone attacks and that. Is that what you're seeing as well?
Yeah, for instance, yesterday we had an attack. It wasn't that huge that they used to do, like, for instance, last week. But still, I had explosions outside of my window. So yeah, it's still, the war is never ended. We still have at least explosions outside our houses. And in the front line, it is really difficult situation right now. So yeah.
Do you think a lot of people there have really kind of gotten used to it, though? You know, not used to it because I mean, because it's something they got used to, but just because they kind of have to, that they don't react as much to it because it's just like, well, it's part of life right now.
As I said, unfortunately, we just get used to live with war right now because we don't have other choice. We can't stop it right now with our hands. Like Russia is a big country with a lot of citizens there, and it's really hard. But even though we are still defending our independence, because this is what we always do throughout our history, because it's not the first time when Russia decides to attack Ukraine and occupy our territories, our historic territories.
Do you want to ask some questions?
Yeah, I just curious, Yulia. If attack happens, like probably once a week at least, the big attacks, or more often on Kyiv, I mean.
I just pointed that they used to attack us from Thursday to Friday or from Saturday to Sunday, but it actually depends. Right now, their main aim is to destroy our energy, as I think, because they always missile for the energetic stations right now.
But I'm sure it's not only energy. Missiles can lose the target and hit apartment buildings and so on. So, it's usually at night, right? So, when you have a siren, when you have alert of incoming attack, what you usually do, what your friends do, like, do you go to shelter or you just continue to sleep? What's the reality of fourth year of war?
Yeah, some friends are responsible with this question and they go into the shelter. A lot of my friends use the underground, the metro, as a shelter. I just go from the second floor to the first one because I live in the private house and we don't have any shelter, unfortunately. But yeah, if it's like Iranian drones, I can stay up. But if it's rocket attack, no, I will go down because I didn't experience, fortunately, my house being exploded. Fortunately, but from the blast wave, my doors from the wardrobe just fall down. So yeah, it's kind of hard, but we're trying to be safe. Some people are responsible, some people irresponsible, but as I said, we get used to live like that.
How do you think young girls in Canada of your age, do they know well the difference between missiles and Iranian drones?
I was going to ask that.
What
How do you know? Like, how do you know which is which? Like when you hear the sirens, how do you know it's an Iranian drone or a missile
So
coming?
basically, we have channels in the Telegram when we can receive what the attack we are going to have. And basically, you can actually differentiate them from the sound because Iranian drone goes like the motorcycle or something like that. When it's rocket, you can hear it. It's just rocket. It's like.
Mm.
Imagine, like, girls in Canada thinking about this, or they have some other interests in their
Yeah, no,
mind.
I mean it's terrible that's what your life is like right now. Is outside like west of Kiev, is it more normal, or is that the attacks kind of stop in Kiev, or is it kind of any part of Ukraine that is experiencing this now?
No, it's any part of Ukraine experience this every time we have the night with massive attacks. Like the west of Ukraine, rarely, but always when they target to west of Ukraine, there are a lot of casualties every time. But still, it's more safe there. But still, it can be dangerous. A lot of attacks, mostly every day, experiences the Sumy region, Kharkiv region, Odessa region, Dnipro region, Kherson region, every time, like almost every day. Kyiv, a little bit safer, but we still have a lot of explosions. And if it's the massive attack, it will be like insane, really insane.
What makes you stay there? Why? I mean, it sounds like you could go if you wanted to. Like, why are you staying?
Because I love Ukraine. Like it's the only place where I can feel comfortable with myself. Like I used to from 2022, I started to travel in Europe, and none of the places I've been to was that comfortable for me as Ukraine, because it's my motherland. I like to live here. I want to rebuild our systems. As a law student, I want to do something for my country. So yeah, I'm Ukrainian and I just like here. So yeah,
How old are you right now, Yulia?
I'm 20 right now.
And then, um, what can you just tell us what the weather's like in Kiev? Like, what are you expecting as because it's becoming winter here, and I imagine it's winter there as well. Like, how harsh are the winters in Kiev, and then with the power kind of like intermittent, and you're relying on generators? What does that mean for most people in Kiev right now?
So basically, we experienced once the really hard winter in 2022. Like 2022 to 2023, it was the end of the 2022. I'm sorry. So basically, I remember it was my first course at university, and I remember then we just didn't have any power for 2 days, and I used to live in the apartment at the 22nd floor. So basically, there was no power and no water for 2 days. But right now, like we are getting better. Ukrainians are really, how do I say it?
Resilient?
They're really original.
Mm.
We can go through any situation. We can just create something new for us. And for the people who are experiencing right now the limit of power, we have the application when you can see when your power is off and when your power is on again. But some regions of Ukraine, for instance, Odessa region, they don't have power for 3 days right now. So there is a total blackout right now for them. They experience explosions and no power for 3 days right now.
So how cold does it get in Kiev in the worst part of the winter? Is it minus 20, minus like how cold does it get?
Since it's global warming right now, we have not that really hard winter with weather. Right now, it's 2 degrees Celsius. So basically, it's fine. But like as I said, if you don't have any power, you won't have any
It's
normal stuff. Like yeah,
it's the same latitude as Kelowna.
Oh, is it?
Kyiv, it's
Oh, okay.
50s.
Yeah.
It's more continental.
heating.
Yeah, no heating. And the word Yulia was searching for was creative. Ukrainians are very creative to come up with solutions as it goes. And I'm just thinking, like realistically, it's a first in 21st century, pretty much. It's a first war where a civilized nation with all the technologies and so on is attacked and is under war. Like you could not compare the situation with conflicts going in Africa, for example, or Asia, because they don't have this technology that Ukraine has, and it's very interesting. And I think the technologies that were developed in drones, for example, military drones in Ukraine, they are one of the most advanced in the world right now.
Did you have friends in Russia prior to this conflict? And if so, do you keep in contact with any of them?
No, I don't have any friends in Russia, and I have never had ones. Like I used to be acquainted with one girl, but it was like even before 2014, because as you may know, the war started in 2014, but for the east regions for Ukraine, and since it's 2022, it started like it was full scale invasion.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what message would you want Canadians to hear? Like what would you like to leave them with for a message for if they want to do something or if they want to help in some way?
I just hope that no one will ever experience this in 21st century and go on, because it's really interesting situation to have the war in 21st century in Europe, in Europe continent. So basically, I just hope that you will stand with Ukraine as much as you can. We have a lot of volunteers. Then you can like just send something, just help as much as you can. We appreciate any help, even though it's just words, because Ukrainian are really appreciative people. So I just hope that you will stand with us till this horrible war ends. And as I said, I just hope that no one will ever experience this. And because like a lot of, I just cannot imagine, I used to be a child as well, and a lot of children just can experience their childhood right now because they have attacks almost every night, and this is insane.
So how do you go to sleep at all? Like if you don't know when there will be attack or not? I don't imagine how people sleep at night.
Yeah, we just sleep. If it's air attack, we will have the air alert. But if it's rockets, they fly really fast. So sometimes you just can't do something with this, and there are really terrible casualties and a lot of deaths for people. So yeah, sometimes you just can't do this at the right time.
How do you stay connected to the world? What are you like what news are you watching? Are you on some of the social platforms? How are you staying informed of what's going on?
I actually Ukrainian media. I'm sorry, I got disconnected probably.
You're back now.
Yeah, okay. A lot of media just posts something every day what we are going through. So this is our I don't know, idea to keep in touch with world.
Do you use any of the social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For
all of them
sure, yeah.
are wide open to you.
Yes, yes.
Well, that's
As
good.
opposed to Russia.
As opposed to Russia, yeah.
But they
where
blocked
probably,
most of it
yeah.
already. They even block YouTube.
What's that?
YouTube even slowed down in Russia.
YouTube, yeah.
Facebook is prohibited, everything.
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
any
but they can use VPN to use this
Those-
media, social media. So basically, you can see them everywhere.
you can go around, yeah. Any other questions?
Yes. So, what do you, Yulia? What is kind of general mood or opinion in your circle on how and when it's going to end?
There are a lot of different opinions on that question. Sometimes some people think that we have to sign the peace agreement. Some people think that we don't have to do this. Some people just tired and they don't try even to think about this. Some people think that this will never end, because I'm actually I stand that this will never going to end, because as I said earlier, Russia do such things towards us like throughout our whole history. So I just hope that this will ever end, and for instance my children will not experience war at any kind of this. So yeah, I just hope that this will end, because a lot of people died in the front line. A lot of civilians died in their own house. So yeah, I just hope that sometimes it's going to end. And for me, it's not a victory, absolutely not, because victory is when people, like when it doesn't have any casualties, but there are a lot of people who died. So I just hope that this will end, and we and other countries will never experience this again.
What are your hopes from NATO or from the Americans? What do you want from them?
I just want them to act, because I think that Russia probably won't stop with Ukraine. I think that Ukraine is basically a shield right now for other countries, especially European ones. So I don't know why they don't do this. I can it's really, Ukrainians used to rely on other people throughout the whole history, and history shows that it never helped us. So I think right now we're just alone in all of this situation. I know that there are a lot of people who support us, and I really appreciate this supporting really much. But still, like my professor used to say, international law works, but international institutions are not. So probably we just need them to be more active. I don't know. I just hope that something will change, and this war will end soon.
We do thank you for your time, and we appreciate it to kind of let us know what it's like and what's going on there. I mean, we obviously can't even fathom as to what's going on there, to have to wake up in the middle of the night and determine whether that's an Iranian drone or a Russian missile, and then to it's almost like playing the lottery, whether you get hit or not. Not a good lottery. And then 4 years now, right?
Almost 4 years, yeah.
Almost 4
And
years.
no
Come
end.
February, be 4 years, right?
No end at the end of
It's
Yeah.
4 years for full-scale invasion, but we actually had one in 2014, so it's basically 15, almost 15 years.
Yeah. And you're right that in Europe, for a war of this, nothing has happened since the Second World War.
And they're so relaxed. I have a contact who in training. He is in training in Germany right now from Ukrainian Special Service, and he said they're so relaxed. They're focusing on bureaucracy, appearance, not on the actual fighting skills. And Germans try to teach them like the ways how to clear the building and so on, and Ukrainians just laughing and saying, "Well, guys, it's outdated. We know it much better than you."
They've been living it.
Yeah, and also he said in Germany, like people don't want to serve in the army. They all enjoying their peace life, and kind of it's not on their agenda, and they don't understand that if Ukraine collapse, if it's not helped enough, then Europe will be next attacked.
Yeah. Thank you, Yulia. And what time is it there right now? Where are you at? You're in the middle of the night, or?
It's 11:45 p.m. for me in Ukraine.
Did Yulia mention she was in Kelowna twice?
No,
So
you
she
didn't.
can
You didn't
compare,
tell me. You've
probably?
been here a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there twice. Yes.
How does Kelowna compare to Kiev?
Oh, it's really different because I wasn't to a lot of cities in Canada, but like when you come to Ukraine, it just Eastern European vibe. There are a lot of high buildings and stuff, but in Canada, it's just like comfortable, cozy life with just small houses around, like not a lot of high buildings for like cities like Kelowna, not like other big ones as Vancouver or something. So yeah, it's really different, and the mentality of Canadians and Ukrainians are really different as well, because Canadians are really smiley. They just every time we were passing through them, they just, "Oh, hi, how are you?" and stuff. It's not about Ukrainians. We are good people, but not that good as Canadians, probably.
Well, you're great, and you still have a smile on your face, and that'd be tough to do for many people if they had to live through what you're living through. So we do appreciate your time, and hopefully you have a good night's and good uninterrupted sleep tonight, and hopefully there's a speedy end to this, and that there will be no more war in your lifetime.
Yeah, thank you so much for your support. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, and thank you
Thank
for
you, Yulia.
watching Now Media. Thanks for doing all that.